Hi, my name is Tracy. Welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Today we're going to use the Pythagorean Theorem and the converse of the Pythagorean Theorem to determine whether a triangle is right triangle. So I'm going to show you guys a few things. We're going to recap. We're going to recap of what a Pythagorean Theorem is, and then we're going to go through some problems together. So how to determine whether a triangle is a right triangle? Again, as I said, we're going to recap Pythagorean Theorem. Remember the Pythagorean Theorem, we have our hypotenuse and our two legs. You have A, B, and C. So the two shortest leg is A, B. So we know this is a right triangle because it has the 90 degrees and it also has the square symbol here. It is already labeled. So what if we have a triangle that's not labeled, but we have the three sides? We're going to see that, right? So we know the sum A squared plus B squared must be equal to C squared. So the sum of this leg plus this leg must be equal to this leg A, B, C. All right, so the Pythagorean theorem states that if a triangle is a right triangle, then A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So we are going to figure out if a triangle is a right triangle, and we are going to use the converse. What does the converse says? The converse is formed by switching the hypothesis and the conclusion, which the Pythagorean theorem says if a triangle is a right triangle, then A squared plus B squared is C squared. Now the converse is said by switching the hypothesis to the conclusion. So the converse would say if A squared plus B squared is C squared, then the triangle is a right triangle. Again, let me go over that. So if a triangle is a right triangle, then A squared plus B squared is C squared. If that, then this. Then if this, then that. Okay, so we are going to use their converse, and we are going to try to find, are these triangles right triangles? Are these triangles right triangles? So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. If you noticed before, we could tell that these are right triangles because it's already labeled for us as a 90 degree, and then it has the square box there. So now we have these triangles and we don't see a 90 degree or we don't see the square. So we're not sure if they are right triangles. So we're going to use the converse of the Pythagorean theorem, and we're going to figure out if these triangles are right triangles. So now if we say 6, 8, and 9. So we know the shortest sides, the two short sides, 6 and 8. The longest side is 9. Pay attention, it says 6, 8, and 9, right? So if this is a triangle, or should I say, if this is a right triangle, then the two shorter sides, which is 6 and 8, must be equal to the longest sides. So let's see. We know that from before, we said the Pythagorean theorem states that A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared, right? A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. And we have two short sides. We have 6 and we have 8. So these are your legs. Two short leg, L-E-G. I can't spell anymore. So I'm going to label this A and this B, the two short side, and then my hypotenuse is C. So I am going to say A squared plus B squared is going to be equal to C squared. My A is 6, so I'm going to have 6 squared, plus my B is 8, so it's 8 squared is equal to C, which is 9 squared. So 6 squared is 6 times 6, and 6 times 6 is 36. 36 plus 8 squared is 8 times 8, and 8 times 8 is 64. And 9 squared is 9 times 9, which is 81. So we're going to have the sum of a squared and b squared. So when we add 36 plus 64, if it's equal to 81, then we're saying that this is a right triangle. So let's see. 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So that's 100 is equal to 81. They're not equal. So this is no. This is not a right triangle. So let's move on to the second one. So if this is a right triangle, the legs of the two short sides must be equal to the large C, right? The hypotenuse. So therefore, I'm going to label this again A. I'm going to label B, that's the two short side, and C is my hypotenuse. So I have, again, A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So my A squared is 5 squared, my B is 12 squared, and my C is 13. So 5 squared is 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 12 squared is 12 times 12. And 12 times 12 is 144. And that's going to be equal to 13 square. 13 square. Oh, camera doesn't focus. 13 square is 13 times 13, which is 169. So let's find out if this is a right triangle. So when we add 25 plus 144, we get 169. And 169 is equal to 169. So yes, this is a right triangle. Remember, the two short sides must be equal to the long side, to the hypotenuse. So 169, when you add the sum of the two shorter leg, it's equal to 169, which is a hypotenuse. Okay, so let's go over here by the third one. And you could pause the video and go ahead and work it out, and then you could come back to the video. So here we have 6, 8, and 10. So we already know that our short side, I'm going to label this A, B, and C. So now we have A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. My A is 6 squared plus 8 squared is equal to 10 squared. And remember how you label them, use the short sides. 6 and 8 is less than 10. So if you don't know how to label it, right? So here we go. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 8 squared is 8 times 8 is 64, which is equal to 10 times 10, which is 100. 36 plus 64 is equal to 100. And 100. So yes, this is a right triangle. So for this one, I'm going to put the triangle right there. And your hypotenuse is right across from the right angle. So our last problem, you have 3, 4, and 5. So I am going to label the two short legs, which is A. I'm going to label this side A, this side B, and the hypotenuse C. So again, if you notice, I always use A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So it be instilled in your brain. So you could tell yourself, oh, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so my A is 3 squared plus B is 4 squared, and my C is 5 squared. So 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9, plus 4 squared is 4 times 4, 16. And that's equal to 5 squared. 5 times 5 is 25. So 9 plus 16 is 25 is equal to 25. So that's yes. This is a right triangle. So to sum it up again, the triangle, if it's a right triangle, the sum of the if it is a right triangle, the square of the largest side equals the sum of the square of the two others. So we see that in number 2, in number 3, and in number 4. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.